Awurade shima me adam asese munya bretwe me ekoto nkrabe afrebra so se yedi enkomo ne enkomo ebedie no ensama hodo mienu ane ebedi hu nkomo ekwan be mu ebeka ni nyina adomasuko yie na so ekwan be mu so a de ebetumi edi hu nkomo bedi na yetumi ahwede di kan susudua ase so mangana yesi kasam eda na ekubi efa ne Standard and Poor fo ede atudwa ekirem se bi yesi kasam da no enkoyie se ohwe a na anka nkane no na B minus B na say no ye call triple C plus C a wo hwe ne sikasam no ne da hyekora no enhyeda enkoyi na asem ibaye no na aban so de anoye bi de aba se nokwasem ni sa Standard and Poor fo ensemom de baye no so mkasom no ye adwene a enhyeda nyeye sanse abana itwana mu bi sene be man sikasam betumi agina so the abanka ane de ekoyi ka no emu de wohe ene esese etumi esuma nkasa sese yakase dollar no kura ekọ $1 to $1 to almost 10 Ghana cedis 950 pesos $1 no nti yenka ne sen na yenhwe ne sen yebedi san komo na ebedi mu ane yedi yisi nso nsam okase se wudi Ghana vote ahontumi etwere wudi no eno nso nsam yetumi aka nti ene wo mu abeka me se ofia me no obedi nkomo no ko MPP amayoko no edi mu a Saka Salia eka communication team no ho wono na otibenkum so akiri ho pee no na afei so Jerome Sam and say Sam Jerome wono Western North Regional Communication Officer edema ND so mienu enene me no obedi nkomo abijafo makwa aba. Good. Yeah, well, Saka Mama chasing through so.
Yes.
Standard and Poor for some of the other. And yes, I net here. Say, BBS Casamono air corner. I say, you could ditch, said the Ankana yet to the Canano. Near Manshada and Kuyi cry, I won't. And we been pan a modema, Standard and Poor for a bit, Chrese, the Omocano. I no correct statement finance ministry at the abano. My mema be 7 minutes on this topic.
Yo, that's a bit brave. Mamma Konya when I'm in chair for you now. No more moshe nyina to true MPP4 and Ghana for you now. Standard and Poor for omuyo krofo omu share countries sikasem especially say ekoyi ana enkoyi and based on omu rate no money market no say bond market or I will call bond market no omu o etie Standard and Poor for and Standard and Poor nko your Standard and Poor your Moody and your Fish omu na omu ye rating agencies ni but most of the time Ghana ha no especially last year Standard and Poor okay, no, last year fish for the buy, yeah. Omo buy fish. But obia mama because my kind article be or South Africa and South Africa government ni omo civil society organizations. Omo ka say under COVID period no, rating agencies no omo njai rating because of fasobia nim. Especially yeah, especially say nyama enko normal and yet normal the way echo sikasem we are suffering nyina enko normal in my country bia it is say see uber rate obia you can't get the right rating.
How?
Because untimi nya say nipa no wa ye ne nnuema yi ana wonye ne nnuema yi based on the fact say force bi aba say nnuema ne nyina
force na wo kan wasem yi no se force bi na ba na be se na manyina wo so wo ho ana no se force no eba sometimes you say your forecast you hwe anim say de betumi si chinani enti etu sa na monwe enti se bibia ba na sade na ba no abeka sikasam no a se rate na nkwankwa ba mu a ebe na otu mu say me bo me homoden me mo me homoden ese me komanim ese me kanya me hu say rate na mamu dia and say yetimu sa na akodi agukura.
To be honest with you, say rating dey make sense ma obi asese ya.
Why?
It makes sense. Make sense. Sense be anim because me catch you say South Africa for agitated say almost stop us.
That is South Africa.
Me set an example.
Okay.
Because IMF worker say half of the world has come to them for support. Just say nneɛma nkɔ yie ɛma obiara. Maybe half na ɛkɔ yie no. Ɛno ɔmo ankasa koraa na obi mu wɔ a ɔmo ho akyere ɔmo, but IMF no deɛ ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo kɔ. That is the reason why Kenya sa the whole world would have gone to IMF for support. To say Ghana the way ya kaya ho kyere ya but still nkɔfo bi si ma yɛ nkɔ no until Nanado I didn't nice ho say yanko IMF. Me sure say other countries are reeling under the pressure, but omo decided say omo nkɔ. That is number one. I'm saying say it doesn't make sense because uhwe Ghana ye nyina agye atum enya ade a ye secret biom ye nyina agye atum say as it is now ye sika sem enko yie. Not because government decided say over years the way akaka sa ye nyina nim say COVID na de ba ye and anya Ghana nko all over the world. That is one. Uhwe nneema ye de toto so and I had to paddle our way out of this economic predicament. One would have expected say a Standard & Poor would take into consideration especially especially because omu rating normally is based on say or focus they focus into the future say whether or not ubetimi aye nneema yie ana
ontimi nye yie sa forecast no say outlook ni negative
until almost other positive outlook or negative outlook and those things. And mama say number one at the time omo be the last one no sata na e-levy sa tax handle no na nka ho sisi a mo ba say mo samba ye no na sa e-levy handle na ba at least e-levy no ye betima ka say the ye project say ye benye no ye ntimi anye sa but ekọ nanim because the first month no the second month no the 8.4 abeka ho it me sure say by the close of next month so another ye ko by the time year no be close no we would have gotten at least close to the year project no that is
which is the 6.9 billion no
oh say yes but close
because as we speak
a serious number
tiba from some of the 6.9 billion right
yes
and about 4.3 billion and I say about 611 million yeah projection no 6.7 that was the first projection
yes.
And you share the way when you buy no okay tiba from about 4.3 billion and I say kasa no about 611 million, which is about 90%.
Exactly.
It's
because of
it. Would you be able to clock up to that level? Say
no, man, can say I may say at least you bet me something close and substantial.
Okay.
Bet me abua ama ye nneema akoyie. And apart from that, exemptions. We say tax exemptions no way, you know. Sa bill no ye the parliament. Sa time Standard & Poor for eba abe downgrade you know. Sa time no na that exemption bill no ni ho. That exemption bill no se say the parliament and a parliament agiatum. Inti eno so ebema ye sikasem no asako nanim. Unu say discretionary spending to say and adia enye statutory. Adia baby adia o dwen say obeye no ana adia o pe no enye the constitutional ka say ye chinchina. Eno no ye see as a government no ya cut 30%. 30% spending, and also would sustain some amount of money in the exchequer. A lot of taxes, revenue, a lot of revenue avenues ye create at the time omoba the latest no. Inti we ube se mo be hu we nyina. Na on top of it you still not even sustain and retain the old breeding. Now we decided say.
Did they decide that some man conform and now say reality no?
That cannot be the reality.
How?
I don't think I will say the situation was gloomier than it is now. At the time, I almost downgrade equal B minus.
B minus, yeah.
Satam no na ye nuema enko yiye to say this time, because it all has to do with your ability to pay, your ability to be creditworthy, and the pressure that comes with or debts or debts.
Yes, see, Brown grade to be managed, no, and the somebody called CCC, no. That time, no, your debt to GDP.
Yes.
And I say, your debt to GDP, no. At the same.
No, I mean at that time, no, the debt to GDP, no, not it was so crossing, no, never from since this year. I call so kakra. But you see, it is not so much about me. I have always been saying, say, it is not so much about say debt to GDP. If it is about debt to GDP, because Japan more, downgrade the US about 200%. Say we are hoping around 80%. 80%, and I must say, it will be done. In developed countries, no way.
That is in Korea.
Yes. So see, the unfair nature of this world economic order, no. Idea is saying yen kasatia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Until all the time, your mobile, be an economic outlook, no, positive in as for no, and no, no, yen edges so, necessarily almost a negative winter, more kind of.
No, because even at the time, I'm negative B plus, no. Satan cry, even when we're even a B plus, we're talking about it, say, it is unfair to descend on African country because never be over. Say your money market na yeko jibusia sisi hunu amode be omobe maye atua no it's so huge untimi mfa ye anything and say we see o ba domestically no be raise we na enu bi na ye wo illegal
we see ko dise ka manone a and si hunu esopa but mo kan so say
and kwa na maye debt level na high because the interest payment on debts, no, Emma, because it become unsustainable.
How much did you borrow? Because I quite remember say, Moka say me say NDC now more interest rate on bisi omukwaje so no. Eso. Momo de mutumi eye ama ne ba fam. Enti ne samu de mo ye man tumi ba fam de e de na tumi huru ko so to level a o kan ho say.
No, but because you see, who say yanko bobusian kra ka your debt level no be kra be koso. Because the NDC for busia NDC for bo any dear yesu ye bo ni nyina na bo na kabom and ye tua na interest no.
Okay.
But you see utua interest so we are because I'm also saying you say because of COVID no unu say sisia na me no kasa no ye CD rate no I depreciate very high. Whether you borrow or not no, because borrowing no a chunk of your borrowing no external borrowing anyway no ni nyina in dollars ni pounds ni euro in dollars so because of depreciation no emma kana ye bo a ndc for bottle na MPP so ye nyina aboto na enyini no the depreciation of the cedi ni emma kanu enyini whether say uko borrow bia be kan ho ana wa nko borrow bia be kan ho kanu da ho a enyini. And that is the reason why the interest payment on your debt increases tremendously. And it would have even been more than that. Kaya nko some borrowing na e de betua
that's borrowing so interest so that borrowing ye ko borrow ya wo say e ba betua no say no so interest was
but interest no and yet to say kind of that the former one so tell say ebia na insusun on the last one no was about 12%. You could borrow to say 6%. Na you be tua back no. It you tua sa interest no kra na. You won't feel it like you would have been paying for the previous one.
Okay.
That is what we did.
Me da say. Me ma 7 minutes but incommodity enti no atwa mu kra ma ne ko. Sam, what's your uni asam o kan ya? Odi chechire mu aba say and send fatakra say Standard and Poor for side they say at this particular time no was South Africa for say omunyai
yes
enti no anka say yesu etumi e ka chom so omunyai ene ayi wo ayi onwanwa say don na o say onwanwa senka say wo mo oye bibia ti sa
eja
yes sir
me da say enyime de yenchi a UTV ahwefo nyina a ye hwe wo wiasa fa na mu nyina Eja devia meka se oyira ukrum hina benya wantia oyira wo job ase ne sa ne ntino eye won a ehwe yen from eye Western North region 82 ne se hwiyoso ye chia wo nyina omo ma contribute to yen political career eye mabuna ewo ho sebe dia beka se the common na afitafo a ewo ho ene obi bia young democrat for dynamic ladies we acknowledge obia Eja, no crane say at a point na me struggle pa say meti minua penyi sakase. E won chechu mo ye den ode eba no. Na woni impanyfo say yan kan di wachi a say agree den ede. Na ubisa no question be say till when e no mo realize say eye sa ratings whether by Moody's or Fitch or by XMP or since when na mo realize say eye needless or ehun hia so mo yes ade no. Now, during the days of NDC, these were the institutions and as agencies are moji or more ratings at the year campaign, editor NDC say, based on their findings, no, you mismanage a year economy. But I have basic fundamental questions for a year Minia Penny Saka. Now, it is important to ask yourself, say, sir, S&P ratings now or more year, you know, a year Ghana and Kwani ye rating yana. If the answer is yes, then we situate it in that context and talk about it. But if you say enye Ghana and Kwana omoreti ye, na other African countries eka ho there, then it means that your proposition in terms of say eye needless na Mr. Insimuho. Number 2, ubisa ho say, is it all the countries are omoye the ereti ye no? Omu nyina no enya negative outlook. Omu nyina ye downgrading won from B- to C. All of them. Ubisa all of them because I checked for Cote d'Ivoire, it wasn't so. Cote d'Ivoire stands as B, so it means fantastic. From B so plus. It means say you have also read it into a preview to Cote d'Ivoire, and then B- is better than Niawo Sisia, the country. So what it means is Nene say Cote d'Ivoire is doing something better. You were very quick to say because of COVID. Emoni adintino enkaside we krampon yenjai open pa let us not discuss even post covid open kwa yen discuss pre-covid say even before say covid den everba no na Ghana in terms of sika same pa na yeden etie today we stand at almost 400 billion o de me enfanesa let's go back to ebikwa 2019 obefa kunya in 2017 na yeka ye di nyina na yesi president Mahama ne NDC ayo na boys lo su kra ka se Ghana ye bosia bo na ye gidi bo man na nka de ba wadi 18 years sabio onima mammo chen president Mahama no na yeka na ye 122 billion inti nkono no ba ye na nyame adom ne ba ne tiase wanyini anka e bia waji nimde bi won ho no enko betima ka che president Akufo-Addo manaba form but today even as at 2019 na ka mo de abeka ye kana kwa ko do 225 billion. So which tells you say na eyade a ye ka bosia ba ye bono even as at that time na president Akufo-Addo bosia more than 100 billion within less than 2 years aw beso akunye ni mu until wait so you cannot say na eyade a enye den ensiye saka as at the time aw befo akunya no na ye use only 11 billion of course as at that time no mo bo NDC chem so say adentina ye tax revenue a ye bejeje no ye yimu about 11 billion editor interest on loans that is interest payment 11 billion edoso dodo ye ni mamambo but as at 2019 now we spend about 37 billion what the den what the service interest on loans which tells you say na eyade a wan kasa no oye den unhu kra ode unhu bota de kra ye den ehemu ntina amamuo no eye den eji wonsem every sector of the economy your currency was fast depreciating in terms of your budget deficit. NDC year 5% in 2016 no just in 2019 you are doing about 7.5%. You are doing about 7.5%, which means you say na eyade a unisika what yen some ubenya ayebosiabo e na obekwa akobo in order say enioma wankasa wahihye no ubetimi anya sika de ayede aye
or can say be say e levy and no say any other tax exemption bill MDA fees and a charges bill the parliament and nyina so or you to be to me abwa and the pandemic almighty pandemic COVID enso ebe ma we ase nyina ase kasam agigu yinti no se ye kan ya mfa no so amfa mu a na are we being fair to the government?
Eja, we will be fair. Na me chen ase manati ase.
Okay.
In a period of pandemic, utumi kra ejeje tax revenue enya 57 billion. In a period of pandemic in 2021, utumi Ghana for utumi tuatua eto emma wunya even yenya pandemic plan we are doing about 43 billion. Pandemic buy in 2021 you had 57 billion, which means that Ghanaians were committed in paying eto our the mao. In pandemic, Bretton Woods institutions, IMF, World Bank, money ade sika omode man okeka bom na we had in excess of almost close to 30 billion. International revenue shortfall or gap na ubeden ubenya no when you excess money in order to cushion yourself. Into we be say sabi what justification na wo say obeka say even COVID buy no ama osika say my dey deplete. In fact say mu konsuo pa ehira e wo say mu hira eye COVID eye dey e ba Ghana because eno kwa mamo ye dey munya sika more. Eja, you are talking about e-levy. Say that time no muye ratings we na e-levy nye dey and my eja oba ka mamre mu a ye wo ba edu be 3 months answer ya 20 din anameboa. It do by 3 months answer your opportunity. So you mean to say before the period of 3 months, you don't recount it. You do. And in the period for which our OMOYSR ratings, it was not peculiar to Ghana alone. It was peculiar to almost all the nations. OMOYE ratings at the form. You are here talking about e-levy, Based on Nyawangasa Wokaya, e-levy is very insignificant in terms of shoring up the revenue force as a country. And even now, you cannot use e-levy to justify by saying, Senka omo factor in e-levy a poultry san biade, aba, and kebetimi ratings ni betimi asesa. Look at this. This insignificant amount of worry realize it. And because of amounts now, we realize it from e-levy now, we feel say it's no. And until the man wire then, wako IMFCC ano. That is one of the reasons or justification. Wodiako say e-levy, the intended purpose of revenue also the ban day, enyaye. And until also ujani day, edeko IMF. Until any explanation now day. Or they may say if they factored in that, enka enyoma bede. Okay. Russia continuously good Ghana anymore say we cannot attribute the woes of Ghana to omonto komo den omokono but minim inya aban we bubu e sina so on pese obey things right eja kobra ena me no ka say opama yenye computations in terms of loans now President Akufo-Addo buy e car ya bo asisi ano ye debt distressed. Because a ratings nature say, Ubia na obebo Ghana busia bia, and you are doing it as against what because a bit me abase yentimi day, entia, Sabosiana the bed, or the mind because a kaya day, amene ye, sebe, ye yaba sansabra as a republic. Intino, ye kobosia bokra yenye day, yenye be. And we know it shouldn't be by way. I was a one kasa saka. Utiwe what say now what say even if you possess me need any modicum of understanding kwa anase knowledge ewo accounts mu kwa mpona ehemfa ena yeka kwa kudu you should go and pick the media budget review even in terms of interest payments kwa mpono just answer revise it so I say now we'll be spending close to about 50 billion in terms of making that payment money ehun keka enti saka enye se SMP abo wo mutirimu po eno mo kan sembia ensem fata egu Ghana na mom no eye wobom na ye dey
akira wado medase
so I say bia yakwa koduru no eno mo report akira say bia wugina nie enti no obibi ya ye
medase
na eja eyemu President Akufo-Addo so ntinya reshuffle because these are the best men enti this year dey yewu just said the okrofufo bukwa
saka ba yenyan wi yeti ase saka yenhwe asema eka nyina sikasa mutoto ye ho asam ne eka say bebia dollar no aduro no ano hye pa about 50% to $1 ade acha de se nyina ade no kwa na ekonomi mampani shebo economy no will bounce back soon finance minister ka the vice president ka says Kasembe ebeye ye be dane no enche bi ebe siesie no saa so no ye be siesie ne be ni nyina no na kwa na yesi kasem no so ekofom pe dia ye hu ene dia ye tin so do you think say obese manam kan bro say you have to eat a humble pie ni ye gitum say okay the rating yaba rate the buy na about a time your dollar no your cedi no any dollar no just say we hu bibia enye ye nti no ye ntum na ye nya sihye bi na etumi emwa ananso say wugidi say aban no was strategy bi a or the back killing yama sese yama this shortest possible time nti no ehun hia say ye say rating ntum ana
yeah ye nyina nim say rating we no city depreciation no so ka ho na rating is and city depreciation no factors be na constitute na deba na the rate city depreciation deba and a lot of the factors no in need the hands of government. For instance, as a country over the years ye nyina nim say when it comes to the structure of your economy no ya dia in your hands. We are in fa 4 years and 8 years a solve a problem no ka one district one factory would have solved it because you say Ghana ha no bebre your sugar your kraba e wo kroma ne nyina is in the hands of foreigners. Even rice nyama petty things I say ye ankasa ye produce e wo Ghana ha omo amokraba no kra na omo nya Ghanaians enti emma de bia ye nim
say ye nim and they tell ye nya bibi fan encounter because we can na me to no ye wo sugar factory ya former administration Commander sugar factory ehun sam ye be ye o by 2 months time be ye adwuma 3 months time be ye adwuma de sanfon ye hu say ye adwuma say ye adwuma
so say the government up fiscal
appointed as 5 years or 6 years that so team be team ye hwe emu a wo kan ho asemi there is a Ghana ni a wono e krado so beboa ama ye tumi dua mu nanka emu a ye krafia mana ne betu akofam ye ti ha ne ye jeja na ma ne kokọ Nigeria ama Nigeria fo dua mu a sei no womo ankra mu amokra no eso te sei hwi prekope
ye gyan no say den
be say ye jeja ye ho ama support ese so nya no tumi ekokọ nanimo eboa oman Ghana
ono na oye consultant
enti adentina
ye no consultant man Nigeria
Ghana
enye say oba Ghana ha say oba ye because now he was an MP under Ekufu
enti adentina ye jana man ko na me come there be say some say ye nim say niam na ye sikasam a ye ka ho asemi no ye currency ne sa foreign currency dollar no eni ye nsam a ye nim niam a e de oha no ba enti de say ye nim niam e de oha ba no ye nya bibi fancy sa niam na no na ke sikasam no nyina ne atena sia ma ye duru ba bi a ye duru yi
Matthew asie pa who say we are in a world we economic order is open for instance o say o be o ye businessman na o obi aman so na o ye business they will say because say o ye Ghana until o ma o ye e bia obe follow omo laws and sa na o ye adwuma no Ghana ha so ye wo ye laws microphone no a omo firu am na aba say omo be ye adwuma wa ha no omo e be omo ye laws but you see the problem ye wo kroma no say because I any indigenous crofo a omo be compete na we mu omunya omusika then they repatriate dollars
I didn't tell ye nya
and omo sa to dollars
and ye tell ye nya Ghana fo ama omo no omo compete esa say incentives are there masa ahoho no obi a indigenous Ghanaian na say this incentive ma ye fama no
entina this tax exemptions no way was meant for say there are certain areas and certain products okraba because here and we need it and therefore udeba for instance agric machinery ni sa nuema no udeba taxes ewo sa nuema no mu no e say yen be free ni sa nuema no that was what the tax exemptions no was meant for but say over the years no some people abuse it and sa nuema no entina sa exemption bill we ebe act no ye but you see Obisa question say I didn't know yeah we man indigenous Ghanaians na omotimi compute e ma yesi di no anya honde ni sa no no and I say one said this government yes started sa no no but you see it is not a dia u betimi aye preko u soro preko na wa ye because emboa e say we gradually even in terms of even rice importation say who said minister of agric you cut the number of rice importation more than half okoha de bia me ko me say nkrofo a omo ba say omo pay the opportunity to import rice no way he cut it. There are other things he cut it so that we can give impetus to the Ghanaian but you see Ghana hano say you see local production of rice and other way now we can only contain about less than 40%. Less than 40%. Say ma obi ankra emo mba kroma. Omo a omo produce emo e wo krom ha no. Omo ntimi emfidi ye.
Ho anka kire o.
Oh. Say yenim. Omo ntimi fidi ye.
Really?
Unless it only has to take some time. Maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
And son yetumi ayi.
And son na yebetimi aka say because Nigeria before Nigeria etimi stop importation na omo empower omo locals.
How long and omo dey empower omo crop from do?
It took them some time. And that is that where we are also coming. So what you say?
Okay.
Nkrofo and na because look, you can depreciation of the cedi way. Man in this for nkabi. Because in terms of depreciation, 2014 cedi depreciated 34%. Not normal time so when you say COVID be na buy na your normal time, but because I say omu enti me and handle the economy enti nyoma aginsem under the NDC. Even we cry nyina yesu no. The depreciation has not reached anywhere near even 30%.
So until Opa say NDC for the omo ye no wo fam nti no mo nka ho asem dollar no say no equal 10 cedis per $1 no.
No. Man, you see, we are talking about the depreciation.
Depreciation
just like the way I talk about debt. Say, yeah, by the time I almost we na your debt in now 122. No. But some say almost debt no from Jacob for na 9 billion. By the time I almost na 122, who the percentage more about more than 120%. Yeah, the free 122. CIA somewhere around 400. No, and no ankasa no, it's not even up to 300%. When we talk, you see, what do you mean economists with our percentage?
Maybe we say almost 9, almost 9.
Almost 9 from Kwame Nkrumah to Kufuor.
And almost call 1.
It was 9.5 billion.
Okay, what the emphasis say 9. And almost call 122.
On the call 122
percentage. You know, if I say be
1,200 over that.
I understand.
So just here.
And I'm also I could do 300 and something.
Yes. And you the fund of craft
400.
Okay. It's and no kwame do even 300%. Obia de 1,000 almost 1,300.
The same.
That is how we do economy. It is not about say we don't take just the nominal value.
Me that say. Into the me that say my memra Sam. Also mun ni ho kwasa beta be kure say ade amom no ka mom time no de na ekon kura but wo hwe de we na masi koyi and that so be obabi also mun ni ho kwan mo 1,000 and over percent
eja me Saka be or the argument na fa no in fact wa confirm me actually me earlier statement I made say Saka should appreciate situation and as a issue na e wo ho no Saka, of course, you are talking about economics, you are talking about percentages. But economics percentage now, it is barely meant for, say, academic purposes, money are there. So what I say? One, percentage is now a no. What is the effect of that percentage? The effect now a what economy no, and now say nipani face, that is what we are talking about. In say, let's assume NDC, Emma echo 1,000%. So wait, forget that. Let's even say 500,000%. So what I say. Now, what was the effect? Na what money no?
Disastrous.
Wait.
The effect was disastrous.
So the effect now work on in terms of what's the main nominal figure in terms of a cabosin de becan it was about 112 billion. All right, in a period of 8 years. And if you're also talking about economics, don't forget about the period. A period of about 8 years. Now we are doing a period of less than 6 years. Less than 6 years, you have added almost 300 billion. You have added almost 300 billion. Now ask yourself, say 300 billion as against 112 billion. Why na waboka and as wabobosin and 70 asenye day anymore? You should just tell me, oh yeah, Ghana ni. Because I said within 100 wait, forget about your percentage.
Oh,
in terms of Sika, 112 billion as against almost 300 billion. Why na wabobosin kese? And now let's even talk about the consequences and I say effect at what the effect today a wo economy nation say ene untumi mpo access euro bond e kana wait at the time please wait
IMF no mutumi access
during NDC we're assessing euro bond anytime be a call market we assess euro bond forget about it
at that time
please
rate was very high.
Forget about
and
it.
If
you are even talking about
euro bond no na yakwa ebenya
see maybe you are talking about
but
you have been banned you have been banned. Please.
Why is it that cocoa syndicated loans no way in the
what do cocoa syndicated loans? What do cocoa say? Why won't you say? The cocoa. Wait, Saka.
But you see, the second rate to be so huge.
Saka. I see coupon rate, as at that time, not a high. Say a high company, a quani nyebi. Because no ratings are ever. Any the international market, Ghana is still having the capacity in order so Bonabosia, even at a higher coupon rate, not today. Even today, coupon rate in Kwakona even less you say yeah mount because a kafun and a sabi why day wabo in the day. Yeah mount. You are here today, Saka, and now what's here? Okay, some more the exemption policy are called parliament. And in the implement here look, as at 2020, Ghana Web, Akufo-Addo gives his in-law 136.7 billion.
What's the name of the in-law?
Billion. Let me read the story to you. Also, at a time, he has compelled Ghanaians to pay more taxes to his government. President Akufo-Addo has offered a tax exemption of $23 million to a company called Platinum Properties Limited to put up a hotel in Ghana. Eja uridi eba. Let me give you the name of President Akufo-Addo in-law.
Wait. A businessman or a businessman.
You see, the argument you are making is wait, Mr. Obi anka so Senegalese. Saka, please. Read it. A letter from the president dated November 13th, 2019, signed on his behalf by his executive secretary, Nana Asante Bediato, who is his cousin, to the Ghana Investment Promotion. Say, have we cited any letter from the presidency? Himself. And I'm telling you, say, the president, letter presidency, assign on behalf of the president by Aya Asante Bediato. It has not been denied. And here's the case, who defend it?
It's the president.
Who defend it? Do you understand? If you person catch me say, the executive secretary to the president, we're engaging in illegality. We're forging president's signature. And I say,
but is it illegal?
Please. Wait,
that letter, is it illegal letter?
You are talking about exemption bill. Yes. They are called parliament. And I'm telling you, say, bill now
says, okay.
BBC I say,
illegal.
Wait, forget about the illegality or any illegal. I'm pointing to you, say, President Akufo-Addo, all preachy virtue, not all practice vice. So you shouldn't be talking about that aspect. I wonder why still Saka wants to defend this. And say, what do you call it? The depreciation of your city. And then Mami can say one way in order to say your city need to be strong and as stable. No? Bank of Ghana has even increased the policy rate, but even still, we increase the policy rate such that even interest on loans to deter people from going in for loans. Said they buy and currency in Ponabede, a bit me stabilize it. But even still, this our policies in the corner. Still, we cannot hold it. ene eja ade a wo say wo hunu ne say eye the 1D 1F no eye sham ana say enye no kre ene ne say the moment a ubenya more industries locally no what it means in say that need less importations now oye no enya de abede obeye but as we speak even importation is on the rise. Me actually will say 1D 1F now oye no it has no significant contribution to the economy of Ghana. You know, Jacob, me say the kind of explanations in Churchill.
Saka 1 minute.
I really can't understand.
Yeah, I think last weekend or last week, man, Penny Kokai say, you see, Kasamono, the economy will bounce back. Before then, no waka. Finance minister can, vice president can, but bouncing back in Chikura no dollar no so kwa na eko. I didn't so so there. Bouncing back will be very difficult. Is there any hope? Because
I mean
the way
clearly
1 minute.
Clearly, your hope, your hope stems from so many factors. And we be exemption levy discretionary.
Are we not trying to behave? Say you live in the bar, a bay away, you live bar, a bay away, you live bar, a bay away. I feel we are some projection, okay, at about 90%. I get the same thing here. They cause I be one, so maybe I say,
the reason why you live in Yantimia and Michi targets, no, a clear mobia. Because number one, at the time I hear projecting, say, you live in about 7 billion or 6 billion. Now, those exemptions don't count. But later on, yes, all those exemptions April. But you see, normally, I did be our best to be an the laggards. They won't do it. They won't do it for the next 2-3 months. But you see, e-levy has come to stay. There's no way I can say electronic transactions, no way yet, because the world is moving forward. And for that matter, no, e-levy has come to stay. And once it comes to stay, and Ghana, almost half of sub-Saharan Africa, implementing e-levy.
But countries be I fail.
No, fail. Reduce your rate, for instance, Zimbabwe. No, because we started with 1.75. You reduce rate to neighbor 1.5. Into a idea, so you reduce.
Okay.
But I'm saying, you say, apart from that, there were other handles, for instance.
Okay.
Exemptions where all can say, Nanadu. Office extra letter no those exemptions they see your chum
no chum okay
so yes MDA anyway
me da say saka me da say 1 minute say nya komato the economy will bounce back very soon very soon
Ejam say saka abani note na yira ahi saka bi atalk no kwa no akofa because the explanations are there made here nipa na ote ho ete me makurase obase hwiyoso na yenim ne say because of aban modern ma one month ye ho kire even syndicated loan na wo kan krampo no during the days of NDC yetuminya in excess of about 1.8 billion. You know why? Wait, you know why?
Yeah, but no mo de nyina mama
sector no etumi gina ne naso and na me no ka say we are doing a proposal about 1.3 billion. This year, Kwampono, I will be even surprised if you can get 1.3 billion. Because Coco wants and some people and Jacob, yeah, bre, and now Menoka say, Yentumin 4x4 cow. Even a year, your friend is saying, Car kitty, yeah, Kia morning, Kia Picanto, and ne Okofele Krana. Utia 4.5 million. Echo 5 million. Echo 5 million. Okay, Lagos near Bahasa or Lagos near Bahasa. And the Uber session. Omuchi tracks money. Odu session now about before in New Anase Kukwa. Otumi high car at the gallons egum Echo Cote d'Ivoire. Echo feel well at the bar the good car because why buy
NDC wow share me so me da wase asema ye kan hwe ye se suban wati se nyinsan wo ye dan a ebe pia bonten enti se ba yere bo fokofom so na ma me ewu na so oda e kon be de wade besa ye be hwe na ne nyina no ye kan na eja bi kaja bi ne yesumi abodwedin ne atena se ahwe se ne ma be sesa anase ensesa ansesa a yɛbɛtena aka ɛsesa nso a yɛbɛtena aka medin de agya kwabena medaji wakɔdeɛ ɛna ɛde kasɛbɔ no brɛ mu adomdom yɛ ne a yɛbɛsɛ nhyia kakra mo